Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. I am the real Josh T of J&J Tabletop. It's nice to see you. It's been a while. Had a couple weeks off for Thanksgiving and, well, plenty of reasons, but we're very happy to be here, very happy to see you again. A lot of friends in chat, and it's always fun to see you and hang out with you and experience this together. So without further ado, introductions. How about let's start off with Mr. Bo. Evan, let us know who you are, what character you play, and if your character was going to a Thanksgiving dinner, what would they bring?
Let me try that again. Okay, hello. My name is Evan or Evbo. I play Ekko, the Halfling Monk, on Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. And if Ekko was going to a Thanksgiving dinner, what would he bring? He would bring punch.
I see what you did there.
Oh, man.
I approve so much.
You get it?
How to fire someone who doesn't work for you.
I can't really do any more than that. I'm sorry. Mashed potatoes, because he gets to punch him.
Nice.
With mash.
Okay. All right. Izzee.
Hi, I'm Izzee. I play Melly. And if Melly was going to a Thanksgiving feast, oh geez. I mean, if she was hosting, she would definitely make sure to, make the turkey. And she would do it up all fancy. Where some people they stick butter underneath the skin of the turkey while it cooks. She'd do spices and plums and make it really flavorful. That would be her thing.
Very nice. Who goes next?
Good.
Me to go. Okay. I feel like Vale would want to bring the mashed potatoes. However, he would probably do something to them that nobody else likes.
You're the guy who puts raisins in the potato salad.
Something that just feels like he wants to do something that's very a staple item, and then he does it best of intentions, but he's the only one that ends up liking it.
That sounds about right.
Yep. How about you, Michael?
I play Mac, and Mac would bring a case of cheap wine. One bottle is not enough because he figures other people's going to drink it, so he would literally bring a whole case.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I could see that, because Mac would be like, why am I going to waste my time on, I could spend all this money and get one, or I could spend the same amount of money and we could all be drunk. Why? I love that. That feels very
Gotta
nice.
make sure there's enough for him. He doesn't want to go back for a second glass and then find that the wine is empty.
Perfect. So everybody, this is Rare Drop. This is Rare Drop Roleplay. Rare Drop Roleplay is just a part of Rare Drop where we do tabletop RPG things. If you want to learn more about what Rare Drop has to offer, just go to raredrop.co. It'll have all their stuff, everything they have going on, and there's plenty of that, so you should definitely check it out. One thing specifically I do want to mention, or two things rather. One, check out the YouTube. It's Rare Drop Roleplay on YouTube. They have a specific one for the role-playing content. And then also, there is another game that started last week. And, I'm terrible with names. It was something with an M. Do you remember what it's called, Jake?
They're like the Meteorian Crusaders, or
Meteorian Core.
There it is,
Yeah.
Core. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, but that's been that was actually.
Either way, it rocks.
There you go. Feel free to use that. Yikes. It was a lot of fun. Their debut episode. They got a lot of cool people on that, and of course, Robert is going to be running that game. So the first episode's on YouTube, the one that I just mentioned. You go there, check it out. There was a lot to do with boars, so be prepared. You were warned. But wherever you're watching or listening or whatever, just please follow, subscribe, whatever applies. Well, what else? Sometimes people refer to me as Joshua Tabletop. Sometimes people refer to him as Jacob Tabletop. Why is that?
That's because we started a YouTube channel called J&J Tabletop, and it is conveniently located at youtube.com/J&J Tabletop. That is where you can learn all about Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop role-playing games, where Josh and I try to help you, the viewer, because you're going to go there and you're going to hit the subscribe button and watch all this stuff. We're going to help you get the most out of your games. You could be a veteran, you could be a noob, you could be a player, a DM, GM, doesn't matter. We released new videos pretty much every week. The last couple, we got one this week. The last week before that with the holiday, we didn't because it's a holiday. We did our thing. But since the last time we did this, I believe we released 3 videos. We did a video on skill checks, crisscrossing with different abilities. I did a video on the concept of taking 20 on a skill check. Basically, if you have enough time where the only thing it costs you is time, you could kind of say you get a natural 20 on your skill check. Not always applicable, but that's something you can do. And then Josh did a video on Friday about how to use Avatar: The Last Airbender and gain inspiration from that whole series and show, and be able to incorporate some themes into your games as mostly from the dungeon master standpoint. But I think you can easily work with that's what I was gonna say. I want to hear some player ideas there.
That's a very good thing that you brought up. I didn't even think of that. That's very nice.
But yeah, we talk about lots of different stuff, and I think you should check it out. And that's J&J Tabletop.
That's it. Specifically with Avatar: The Last Airbender, I just started rewatching the show. I thought it would be fun just to do some watch parties for it. I might not do it with every episode. I guess we'll see if people want that. But right now I'm shooting for like Wednesdays at 8 o'clock Eastern PM. And we'll be doing watch parties. So if you have Amazon Prime, then be able to watch the show with me, and we'll relive all the fun moments and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned.
Cabbages.
Yes, exactly. Stay tuned on Twitter. Everything's J&J Tabletop, and I'm the real Josh T. So just check on Twitter, and we'll post when we're doing it. But I'd expect Wednesday at 8 Eastern. Please, if you like what you see and there's something cool happening, clip it. Very much love for you to clip all the things, for multiple reasons. Usually every week I explain at least one of those reasons, but this time I'm just gonna say just do it. Just maybe you should just clip it. Like if you could just there's a little button for the clip. Just do that. I'd appreciate it. It'd be great. All right.
Well said.
Does anyone have anything else? Does anyone have anything going on this week that they want to shout out, or anything special that happened last week that they want to shout out?
I would like to shout out a thing that happened last week.
Okay.
Just because some people that are here came and supported it and everything. This past week I did a stream with my good friend John, aka Shady Penguin. We played some video games and raised money for a local toy drive. By the end of it, over the course of only 2 hours, we raised about $1,000 for this toy drive, and already the toys have been purchased, and like some of them are being shipped, some of them were bought in store, but a couple of families, some great kids who are stuck in the hospital system for different reasons, whether terminal illness or just sort of a long-term illness, or any number of reasons that these kids are kind of just stuck in the hospital, not able to have the Christmas that they would like to have, are now going to have that. and it's super cool. And apparently one of them is really big into streaming and Twitch and everything. So it's only by pure providence that, as you know, as things would have it, that we were able to supply that to a kid that really needed it. So anyone who was there and in chat right now, thank you guys so much for coming through and doing that. It was really incredible. And I mean, there's still a couple weeks till Christmas, so maybe, you know, let's see if we can like get something else going for charity, because that felt really good to do.
Ooh.
So I don't know if anything is going to happen this week, but maybe next week. We'll see what happens.
Well, if there's anything that any of us could do, J&J, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. That was it was a really cool stream. It was a lot of fun, and it's just, you know, I love people coming together, having fun for a cause. It's great. So thank you for doing that. And you could find him at twitch.tv/itsavote, conveniently written right under his name. So, with all that fun stuff out of the way, you probably want to know what happened last week, or maybe you do know what happened last week and you want to know what's going to happen right now. And maybe you're sitting there like, when is he going to talk about this? I just want to do the things. And I'm not going to drag it out. We're just going to do a recap, and then we're going to start playing the game. Why would I drag it out? But last week on Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions, it was a lot. It was actually a really, really wild session. It also wasn't last week. It was several weeks ago. But Mac, upon returning to Uthadern, met up with the contact, not really by choice. It kind of just happened by chance, where someone from the Kryn dynasty, who happened to be his handler, had a mission for him. They had a politician, political and / military leader, that they needed killed. Mac, being an assassin, took the job. Not that he really had a choice. He went back and met up with the rest of the party and kind of explained the situation. Maybe stretched some truths there. Maybe stretched some statements, not even truths. And essentially he convinced Vale to join him on this quest to go to a tavern, a local tavern, Axebreaker, and to kill Lord Baraka Obamius. Now, Ekko and Melly, they didn't like this. They don't know him, they don't have anything to do with him, they don't know if he deserves to die, and they're definitely not assassins, so they said they didn't want any part of it. So in trying to distract themselves and spend some time just away having fun for once, as chance would have it, they went to Axebreaker, the same place where Lord Baraka was at. So, Vale and Mac figured out their plan. It is the only bar they know about. They figured out a plan. Vale went in, he saw Melly and Ekko, and convinced them to help. He was going to go in, make a distraction. Mac would kill the politician, and then he would call for help from Melly and Ekko. They'd run in and revive him. Kind of have your cake and eat it too scenario. Well, it doesn't always work out that well. As Mac expertly went in after the distraction that Vale caused, Mac took out his target, and literally he just disappeared, pretty much. He just was gone immediately. He ran away into the night, and Vale, seeing that the clock was ticking, disguised himself as his brother Carrick, a glass blade. Now, as Carrick, he demanded entry into that back room because he said something is going on in there and I need to find out what it is. Well, they went in. They saw a man dead on the floor, bleeding out. He walked back out the door, yelled for help from Melly and Ekko. Ekko, as fast as anything I've ever seen, flew into the room, used Revivify from the Ring of Spellstoring, and attempted to bring Lord Baraka back. Only there's something missing. He doesn't know exactly what it was, but it was almost like he did everything right. Everything seemed like it should have worked, but it didn't. Like there was nothing to bring back. The wounds healed, but the man was still dead. Carrick was sent to notify the queen of what happened, and when I say Carrick, of course I mean Vale as Carrick. And what they decided to do was leave town. If they stayed in town, who knows what would have happened. They probably all would have went to prison at best, involved in a murder like that, assassination like that. But who's to say? There's plenty of what ifs. They left, and as they left, Melly gave the real Carrick a hug, going through the teleporter, and dropped something in his pocket. A sending stone. They went to Byseus Teal, all of them frustrated for their own reasons. And they went to Ekko's Monastery. Ekko walked in, saw the familiar sights, the beautiful high-end McDonald's outdoor setting. Walked in and was met with the familiar face of Sister Linnae. And he said he just needed to see Master Dinois. With a sad look on her face, she let him know. Master Dinois has been missing for 3 weeks. And that's where we'll pick up right now.
Three weeks. He's been missing for 3 weeks.
I'm sorry. There's no way you could have known, but he's been missing for 3 weeks.
Do you know where? Was he going somewhere? Did someone come to take him somewhere? Where? I'm sorry. And he starts like humming like a thing, like a mantra. Okay. Can you tell me anything about where he is? Where was he going? Or did he just disappear?
I have no idea where he went, but he did leave a note. But all it said was that he was going to be going. He had some business to attend to, and he should be back soon. But 3 weeks is a long time, and I have not heard word from him since.
Oh, hells. Sorry. I think I need to sit down.
It's late. Would you real quick, Evan, do you think Ekko had like his own private room or something like that, or is there like you think they would have some sort of space for?
I imagined it much more communal than that. So very much like either bunk beds or just cots, you know, like a room full of beds.
Yeah,
There
like a
wasn't
big room.
like a
Yeah.
there would be like a little, you know, maybe like a little end table next to each bed or set of beds that, you know, there might be like one or two, like a nice little stone or like a, you know, like a little stone sphere, something like that, you know, like a little prayer bead or something that they might be rolling around, whatever, like few possessions they might have.
Yeah.
So yeah, he probably would have like one of the beds was probably one he used to sleep in.
Okay. So she'll just say, it's very late and I'm sure it was a long journey for all of you. You look, well, you all look like you could use some rest. Would you? Your old bed is still there, and we have plenty of open cots for the rest of you if you would like to get some rest, and you know, we could talk more about this in the morning and see what we can do about this, or how much longer we want to wait.
I think some rest I think some rest would be much needed. And then come the morning we can discuss what to do next, because I think 3 weeks is long enough to wait.
I think so too.
And almost remembering that he had people with him, Ekko then kind of like, you know, snaps to for a second and just kind of turns to everyone else and says, if that's all right.
Everyone else?
Bale's kind of just staring at the ground. He kind of just looks at you like half-heartedly shrugs a yes.
I'm all right with that.
I definitely think we could all use some rest.
Well, is there anything else I can help you with, or should I just lead you to the room? Or Ekko, I'm sure you remember where it is.
Be amazed what you can forget over a few months. But I think I remember. Yeah, I think with that, Ekko would probably start walking in the direction he thinks everything is. He was there for a little bit. He would probably he probably wouldn't forget. But it's been a very eventful few months.
Yeah, if you're giving off the like the vibe that you need help, she would help you and show you to where everything is and get you all like set up and squared away. So if you feel like you were giving off that vibe, she definitely would go and show you the way. Just
yeah, I think he just looks pretty like frazzled, pretty fried by what's going on right now.
Okay. Yeah, so she's just gonna here, you know what? Let me show your friends the way, and it's a little cold tonight. I'll see what I can do about finding some extra blankets for you.
That's very kind, sister. Thank you.
Of course. And she kind of walks you through this place, brings you to a large, like kind of long room. There's actually a fair amount of like empty cots right now, so she'll point you over to like a corner where you could get some privacy. Still an open room, still other people in that room, but you're not like on top of each other. And she'll say, "Let me see if I can find those blankets." She'll kind of give you a warm smile, and she grabs Ekko's hand and just gives you a little squeeze. And a smile.
Ekko gives, I would say, a slightly forced smile. Like, you can tell that somewhere in there he does mean it, but he's very preoccupied for sure. And then I think would just sit on the bed and put his head in his hands. Are there other people here right now? Like, I mean, it is pretty communal, like, but what would you say to that?
There's other people like in the room. Most of them, I would say, are sleeping already. But it's like,
Is it a large room?
yeah, it's a fairly large room, and she kind of pushed you off into an area where you would have some sort of privacy, where like, unless you're speaking loudly or someone is like really trying to be like, ooh, what are they talking about? Like, you're not gonna, you'll be fine.
Of course. The hubris of imagining that it would be so simple, right?
Nothing is ever simple. And Vale's gear just kind of like slumps next to whatever cot seems to be near him. He sits down on it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to do, my friends. I need to find him. Or at least find out where he went. He's the closest thing to an answer that I've had for a while. And, I don't know if that means I need to stay here and do that while you all do what you need to do. I don't know.
Well, I feel like he was kind of imperative to why we came here in the first place.
Either way, we would help you find him. At least I would.
I think with that, Ekko would go from sitting on the bed to laying down. And I think at laying down, when his head hits the pillow, assuming that there's a pillow, because I imagine that there is, I don't know if you guys, if anyone has this, but like, before I go on a vacation, I always make sure like I wash all my sheets, and like I even like I'll throw my pillow in the wash, and so it like just it's nice and cleaned and like kind of puffed up and everything. And that feeling of like it's perfectly fresh. Like I get back, I lay down, and it's my stuff, and it's in perfect condition. I think that hits him like a ton of bricks. He lays down, and it's like, this is my pillow, and these are my things, and they've been untouched. And just almost instinctively, some tears just start running down his face. He's not like sobbing, you know, he's not like making any noise or making a show of it or anything, but I think just that having that moment of like, I'm finally home, it's a little emotional for him. Well, I'm glad to have you here. And I appreciate that you're willing to help. Even if it's just for, well, other reasons.
I would help because you're my friend. I don't need any other reason. I'm sorry, I'm not really myself right now. And Vale just kind of like lays down, and I think throughout this whole entire time, I don't think anyone's ever seen Vale lay down as if he's going to sleep. But that's what he does.
Out of curiosity, because I had the same thought right as you were saying that. Would he usually sit like up, almost like he was meditating when he was sleeping, or when he was in his trance?
Probably much more casual looking than that. Like if there was a tree, he probably would just be like leaned up against the tree, you know, like maybe his arm on one knee while the other leg is like stretched out, but
Yeah.
nothing very formal. But he's laying down like anyone else would go to sleep.
Then maybe we can just get some rest and figure things out in the morning. Well, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Okay. So everyone's going to sleep, getting rest. As you're like finishing up talking, you see Sister Lene kind of come back, and she has a couple blankets, and she just kind of passes them out amongst you. Yeah, okay. So you were able to get some rest. Is Vale like sleeping?
Yeah.
Alright.
He is
What's
not
y'all's
stressed.
passive perceptions? No, I'm just kidding.
It's not hard to see. It's very out of character for him.
Yeah, so
maybe you even hear him lightly snore, or just like something like his breath catch once and just, you know.
Okay.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Do meta magic stack or no? Like if you wanted to do like a twinned quickened spell or something along those lines, are you allowed to do that?
No, I was gonna
Okay.
say I'm inclined to say yes, but
No, it specifically says unless it's mentioned.
Okay.
But GM can override anything he wants to. But that
yeah, I
is
mean,
raw.
what do you want? What do you want to do,
Uh,
or do you not want to say what you want to do?
no, I was just gonna like do some like preparing for the next day kind of stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if Melly would be thinking like that right now. So never mind.
Okay. All right, no problem. Just as a reminder, there's plenty of room in the Ring of Spellstorm. Again, not that you might be thinking about that, but just so you know.
I think Vale probably would have absentmindedly, maybe because Ekko, we'll say, gave it to Vale. Just, I don't know. Maybe it's just sitting there in near his bag because Vale did put it on, but I think it's still attuned to Ekko.
It was still attuned to Ekko.
But if someone wanted it, I take it. Like,
Is that a conversation you have before going to bed? Are you like, does anyone want this, or is it just kind of
I think it's just available.
better? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Available.
Nah.
Okay, yeah, so you wake up, you could take everybody could apply a long rest if you need it. And Evan, are there any sort of like typically, would you say that there's some sort of bell or something that like wakes people up, or they all just kind of get up and do their thing? Like, what's life like here?
I would say that a big focus of at least of this particular temple is discipline. But with a respect to choice where it applies. If that makes sense. So there is a bell that rings at about 6 a.m. And that is when one is encouraged to begin their daily duties, which basically everyone has. As silly as it sounds, it's basically like everyone's got like a chore list. Like you've got things that you need to do. It's almost like just to kind of ground you a little bit. It's like, you know that every day you have to do these things, and that's just part of your day. Like there's nothing you're going to get for it. It's just you need to do it. It is encouraged to do that, but it is really up to you whether or not you want to start at that point or if you want to start later in the day. But the more time that you leave yourself available, during the day, like if you get those things done earlier, like you can do pretty much whatever you want with the rest of your day. You can, read up on things in the library. You can get some extra physical activity in if that's something that you like to do. There's some people out in the town, they're not like prisoners there. They can go out and talk to people and like take a little walk around the city. So yeah, 6 a.m. right as the sun has finished cracking up over the horizon. That is when the day begins.
So I mean, yeah, you would hear the bell. You'd hear the bell 6 a.m. I'd say like, everyone would hear it, and whether you choose to get up at that time or choose to not get up at that time, that's up to you. But
I think Ekko would.
Now, here's a question. Do you think Ekko would and then just start going about his duties as if he were
So
back there?
yeah, I didn't want to jump into it in case, you know, like I don't know who else was getting up, but that's pretty much exactly what happens. He gets up, and the first thing he does is make his bed right up. He gets up, he puts everything in order, and then he makes his way over to the entry hall, which is where his day usually begins. Just cleaning up some things. He basically starts the day by like mopping the floor in the entry hall.
So, yeah, I mean, go ahead.
So, Melly didn't sleep super good last night. She probably was awake like every 30 to 45 minutes. And she's kind of been waiting for Ekko to wake up so she can talk with him. So when she notices him getting up, she's gonna get up as well and make her bed as well, and then just follow him. Ekko, I have an idea, but I don't know if it'll work. So I know that Master Dinoa is not known where he is, and I don't know him, but is there anyone here who's a spell user?
I actually don't know the answer to that. I can't really speak to that because it would be unfair for me to say, well, yes, of course there is.
I don't think you would know the answer to that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know.
I think that the fairest answer to that question is that there probably would not be somebody who was like the caster of the monastery. Like there isn't like a mage, but it's entirely possible that a mage is one of the monks in the monastery because everyone just kind of like, you are what you are when you're here.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like, this is what you are. There could also be someone out in the town. Like, I would imagine there may be some sort of magic shop that might have like components and things like that in the town. But as far as the monastery, not that Ekko is aware of. So I think that would probably be, like, without running through it necessarily in RP, because I just spent a minute or two explaining it, Ekko relays that. But like, maybe, but I don't know if there is.
So, I still have the scroll of sending, and if we can find someone who knows Master Dinoa, maybe they could use it to try and contact him if they haven't already. I don't know if there's someone who has that ability and they've already tried, but I thought that this might be a step in the right direction.
Are the two of you far away from us now, or are you within earshot?
Melly was following Ekko as he did his chores, so helping him. So I don't know if he would have stopped or if he would have kept doing his stuff.
I would say that probably the bulk of this conversation was happening while mopping, while Ekko was mopping in the entry hall.
So out of earshot from Vale.
Probably out of earshot, unless Vale, Vale. Well, you know what? You did say that he was sleeping.
I think if there was a bell or some event that would wake him up, I think his eyes would have opened and he would have seen you go. But he was like,
yeah. So I mean, if Vale decided to then try to, listen in, that's Vale's prerogative. That's Vale's pierogi.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we were being like Melly wasn't
Okay.
like screaming it, but she also wasn't.
All right. Just because I think it'll be a little fun. You just hear from the bunk. You hear a little clicking of a ring on a table. Just cast it into the ring.
I think Ekko would definitely like lean his head in a way to like whether I imagine he's looking past Melly like toward where the room is. Like they're standing in a way that like he kind of peeks around. Into the ring? It
You're
works
still
like
attuned-
that?
You're still attuned to it. You could then cast the spell.
But wait, and he puts up a finger to Vale. But Melly, your sister.
She is not completely helpless. She's not helpless at all. And there will be other opportunities for us to contact her. I know she's going to be okay, but we have no idea where Master Dinoa is, and we're looking for a solution to a problem that threatens everyone.
Well, I'll say Master Dinoa is far from helpless himself, but I think that's what worries me. You're right. Thank you. Let's do it.
All right. So I don't know if Melly would have had the bag of holding on her. Probably, because it's got the nuclear weapon in it.
Yes.
So
Before we actually do the thing, let's just take a quick break. I gotta take the dog out, and then we'll get right back into it. If anyone has any questions for us or anything about what's going on or anything like that, just drop them in chat. Sugared Row, who just popped into chat, made these incredible pieces of art for us, and those are actually going to be popping up on the screen. I think, maybe not. No, maybe, I don't know. Well, you saw them in the starting screen. If you're wondering who did that, it was Sugared Row and it was Skeletal Gadget, and both of them are incredible people. So you should follow them both. But anyway, we'll be right back. One thing I do want to remind you all about, because I know we've had some distance, so you probably don't feel it as much. Even before you heard about the Master Dinoa stuff, everyone was pretty pissed off. Maybe Mac not so much, but everyone was very angry, or upset, or frustrated. So I don't know. I want to make sure we're not forgetting that because of the distance that we've had. So just a reminder.
Good reminder. I have not forgotten. That's what it is.
I'm
sleeping.
Yep.
He's sleeping, everybody.
That's Mac is not upset, but he can sense it, and that's why Mac didn't really say much last night.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Melly went in the bag of holding, started looking for the things. Found the thing.
I
Yeah.
have a question. Is there any way for us to know that if I cast this into the ring that'll work? Like, will it definitely work?
Knowing Vale that he had the idea? Nope.
Like, what do you mean? Like, will it go into the ring and then he'll be able to use it out of the ring?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
With everything that
Does-
you know about what it is, and then yes.
Beautiful. So, like, when Melly casts it, does she have to say the things that they want to say in order to cast it into the ring? No? Okay.
Like, I'm sorry, I gotta pre-record this message.
This is a pre-recorded message.
Oh, that would be a waste of so many letters,
Hi.
words.
Oh no. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, just something with your camera, that's it.
Well, now
Yeah.
your camera's back on, but we can't see you.
They're probably just refreshing it.
A little bit of technical difficulties.
So my Islanders suck, apparently. Can't win a game to save their lives.
I thought they
Sorry.
did pretty decent last season. Just not transfer over at all.
Well, it's been a combination of a few weird things, but no, they've been Final Four the last 2 seasons. In my opinion, they just look a little old.
That's not good.
They opened up a new arena, and the day it was supposed to open, like 7 of their players hit the COVID list, which is like almost half their team. So they got like just stomped for like 4 games in a row.
Ooh.
And now some of them are starting to come back, but they're pretty they're pretty far in last place. So if they're gonna come back and do anything, they really have to. The margin of error is thin.
So are they on thin ice?
They sure are. Mm-hmm.
I have a question, game related.
Ooh.
Does everybody know that Melly left the Sending Stone with Carrick?
We saw that you put something in his pocket, but that's kind of it.
Mac has no clue. Because Mac was already, like, went through, and I feel like there's been no mention of it.
No. I think for
Okay.
Vale, he's just kind of. I don't know. His body language is just very like background. Like you could, I think even in the way he was just like, try using the ring or whatever he said was just. It was very like. I'm saying this because I'm supposed to, not because I have the desire to speak. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Melly's gonna have to get the other Sending Stone from Mac.
This thing on? You up?
Hopefully you're not rotting in prison.
So bad. Oh no. I mean, we could RP for a while.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, you were casting it into the ring, and, I mean...
Yeah, we don't need a
So-
DM to play D&D.
We don't need a DM for that.
I mean,
We
as
can
long as
make
they're just
all our-
RPing, that's different.
We can make all our own decisions about whether or not we pass any
I'm gonna
types
set the
of...
DC to 2 on this one.
A natural 1?
I mean, he's
I get to
in
re-roll
chat.
those, baby.
Yeah, he's listening on his phone.
Exactly. If there's anything seriously wrong, I'm sure he'll be like, "Hey, hold up."
I say let's RP. So let's play.
All right. So where were we? Cast it into the ring.
Cast it into the ring.
Yeah, I was thinking, cast it into the fire.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Yep, that was. Yep.
So currently Vale has the ring in his hands, or
I think he just
with
kind of
him.
tapped it on the side of the cot or wherever there was like wood to make a little sound, and just
Mhm.
kind of held it up.
I think while Melly was looking for the item, are you just like right away pulled the bag out and was looking like in the entry hall?
Yeah. I mean, she would.
No, I mean that's exactly what I imagined, because that's a very Melly like just okay, we can do that. All right, and that's kind of where Ekko's at right now as well. So in a bit of like, it might look like excitement, but I think it's more like, I don't know how to describe it.
Urgency.
It's not quite panic. Yeah, urgency. It's like, I wouldn't quite call it panic either. It's just kind of like, we have kind of a solution to something we didn't. So, yeah. So I think he'll kind of run over to Vale, and I think as he gets closer to the room, he would slow down. I think having a moment of remembering how the last day has been, and
I think Vale's
Vale,
legs are dangling over the side of the cot now. He's kind of like slumped over a bit.
can I have the ring, please?
Just hands it.
He'll hold it for a second, and eyes would probably dart back and forth for a second, like he's looking for the right thing to say. And I think he would just kind of just nod, and then run back out to Melly. Okay, well, all right. And I think Ekko would put the ring on his finger. Not be thrilled that it's back there, but knowing that it's for the reason that we're currently using it for, he would do it. Melly, did you find the scroll?
Did. Quick question for the DM, if you could hear us.
Yeah, I'm back, like 100%. I'm
Welcome
just trying
back.
to get the tabs back open, but
So Melly's looked over the scroll quite a few times and like read all of the details that are there. So she would have a working knowledge of exactly how this spell works, question mark?
yeah, I mean, I would say so. Sure. What do you like, so that you could give instructions, or like what do you
Yeah,
what are you getting at?
So, yeah, Melly's just gonna explain that there is a chance that it might not work if Master Dinoa is not on this plane of existence. So Melly's gonna start casting into the ring. And once she's
Do you
done,
say that caveat?
Not yet.
Okay, I was just curious if you already said it.
And then once, so she's casted it, takes an action that's pretty fast. Ekko. The way that this works is you're going to cast it, and you'll have 25 words to speak to Master Dinoa. He'll know that it's you. But there's a very small chance that if he isn't on this plane of existence, it might not work. It has nothing to do with you being the one to cast it. It has to do with where he is.
With that, you notice, because you're probably holding Ekko's hand to cast it into the ring.
Yeah.
As you start saying that, you feel his hand start shaking. Because, like, the idea of that, like, it's weird. You're not quite sure what to read, like, what to glean from that exactly. Like, he's definitely afraid of it not working, but you also get the sense that, you know, what you said, like, it's not you, this is just how it works. You can tell with his body language, it probably made him feel a little better about it. Okay. In 25 words. Oh, gods. Is that enough? So it's there? It's in the ring?
Yes, it's ready for you.
I need to think. 25 words. And you see him, like, pacing back and forth and doing a lot of that, just like, and, like, counting on his fingers how many words it is that he's kind of saying to himself. Okay.
Oh, wait,
So-
Ekko, one more thing.
Oh,
Sorry. He can answer you as well. But he also only has 25 words.
okay. Okay. So what I need to tell him is that we're here. We have something for him. Where is he? And that he can reply to this.
I don't know if he needs to know that we have something for him. Finding him is the most important thing. I mean, if you find a way to include that, good on you.
I think that I agree.
Okay.
Finding him is... and making sure he's okay. Those are the two most important things.
Okay.
Yes, is he in danger? How can we help? Where
Okay.
is he?
I think I know what to say. Oh, gods, give me a moment.
Do you want to write it down, maybe?
I think that might be a good idea. I just don't want to... I don't want to mess up another spell.
Val's
Okay.
brow furrows and he just looks at Millie. And as Ekko might be going to a piece of paper, he just feels Val's hand on his shoulder gently. I don't think you could have messed up the first one if you think you did. It's gentle, like everything about it. Like, I don't think it's possible.
He's looking through, I think where he's looking through is the end table next to his bed. Like, he ran back into where the beds are, and that's probably where Vale would have been anyway. But he's looking through, and after a second or two of that, he's... like, I think once Vale's hand went on his shoulder, that action kind of stopped for a moment. And then he keeps looking through. It had to have been me. Melly would have gotten it right. It didn't work. And he's still looking, but you kind of get the sense that his hands,
not
like he's
listening.
doing the motions, but it's not like he's almost like not even looking anymore. He's just kind of pretending to
Ekko.
because he like doesn't know what else to do.
I think at that point, if possible, Vale would put a hand on each of his shoulders and turn him to face Vale, and he might even squat down. Ekko, listen to me. Melly got it right. You got it right. I suspect something else happened. I don't know if this is the right time to discuss it. If you want to, we can, but it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
It had to be. It was like something was missing, like I did something wrong, like something wasn't there, and that had to be because I did something wrong.
Some things just suck. Ekko.
I didn't want to be there.
I know.
I didn't want
Neither
to
did
do
I.
that.
I didn't want to be there either. It was not your fault.
Regardless, I'm not going to mess this one up. And he'll reach
know.
in and grab the paper out of the drawer that he had open. And he'll grab a quill that's sitting on the table, pop open the inkwell, and then just start writing down what he thinks will be the right thing to say. And he probably writes like 3 different sentences that he ends up scratching out. Because he feels like he could just do it a little bit better. And I think what he lands on is I'm still writing it down, so hold on.
I'm already trying to figure out his response, which is why I've been looking down. So.
Oh, so he responds. Good. Cool. Spoiler. Guys, we don't need to cast this. We're fine. He's fine. We could just wait.
Oh, no.
Well, you both are writing those things down. What has Mac been doing?
So Mac actually got up when the first bell went off as well. He did not follow the two of you. He just started like organizing his inventory, going through everything in his backpack and resetting it back up to optimum efficiency. And once the conversation, like everyone came back over with like, and stuff started going on with the ring, he's paying attention, but Mac does not know what happened in the tavern. He doesn't fully understand why everyone is so upset or what happened that it, like, the things didn't go according to plan that Vale had, because he didn't even fully, like, he kind of knew what Vale was getting at, but he doesn't know what happened or why it didn't work or why things didn't go according to that plan, because he wasn't there and we haven't actually talked about it. So he's kind of just like listening, trying to like put some of those pieces together. I mean, obviously he realizes that Ekko feels guilty at this point, but still not like still doesn't know why it didn't work. Granted, from what it sounds like, no one fully understands why it didn't.
I think as Ekko is scribbling his stuff up after Vale would have been less direct, but just stood back up and just glanced over at Mac with an eye contact, depending on how observant Mac is and how in view his dagger is. Vale's eyes would probably go look at the dagger, back to Mac, look at the dagger, back to Mac, and then just step away.
Mac definitely got that.
Okay.
Or anything else happens. Sorry.
It's all right.
Mellie's gonna go over to Mac. Are you all right?
I don't know.
Fair.
Physically, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not exactly sure what happened. And everyone is not okay.
We definitely will fill you in on everything.
But at the same time, we need to find out what's going on with Master Denoa, and that's priority number 1 at the moment.
Is could I see the sending stone that you have?
Why do you have the other one? If we get separated, it'd be better if we kept them separate.
Well, there's a bit we have to fill you in on, and kind of complicated, but I actually don't have the other one anymore. I didn't lose it, but there was someone that I thought we might need to keep in contact with.
I pull out the sending stone and I give it to her. But I did audibly sigh. But I don't ask anything else.
You, Mac. Molly put her hand on his shoulder and then walk back over to Ekko.
Okay. And he holds up the paper. I think I've got it. 25 words. Should get us everything we need. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay.
So Ekko's gonna hold the paper in front of him, and then just clench his right hand where the ring is, and just think about Master Dino's face as clearly as he can, and try to cast sending, right? It is sending. Okay.
Yes, sir.
He will try to cast sending. And he will say, with magical wisps and sounds coming from the ring,
It's Ekko. Are you safe? Where are you? Can we help? Got what you sent me for. We need you. You can reply to this.
Well, there could potentially be a 5% chance it fails, right? So, no, I'm just kidding.
Joshua, tabletop.
That's only if he's on a different plane of existence. Is he on a different plane of existence?
All right, give me 1 second. Evan, do you mind repeating that for me?
yes.
I just wanna make sure this. Yeah, just if you could. Sorry.
Okay. It's Ekko. Are you safe? Where are you? Can we help? Got what you sent me for. We need you. You can reply to this.
Bear with me.
Oh my.
Ay. The thing is, does he know that it's 25 words?
I think that's up to your interpretation.
That's the question.
I've seen that go either way. It's
mhm. Even or odd?
Odd.
Odd. Okay. So you probably have like a solid, I'd say 10 to 15 seconds, maybe even longer, before you hear anything back. And I'm sure the waiting is kind of killing you. I was gonna do a voice mod thing back, but I don't have one prepared, so we're just gonna.
I don't know about everybody else, but Melly is staring at Ekko's face for like the moment to try and tell if she can tell when Master Dinoa answers, and she's holding her breath.
Ekko's had his eyes closed, and like when someone's in like REM sleep, That's kind of what he looks like. He's trying to find him. That's kind of the look on his face, because he doesn't really know what to do.
You'll just hear, Ekko, it's great to hear you. I'm okay for now. There's much you don't know about our order. There's something for you in my drawer.
Ekko goes ghost white. I need to go to his office. He's okay. I need to go to his office. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
Go.
You want us to come with you?
I think it's less suspicious if it's just someone from the order.
Okay.
And Ekko would definitely know where Master Dinawa's office is, but I would say, generally speaking, he's there. So there's never a moment of like, can I go in there? Because he's usually there, and like you just knock on the door and, go in. But what's the situation right now? Is it just an empty doorway when he gets there?
I was gonna say the door is closed, but when you say empty doorway, that kind of raises a question. Do you think he would have an actual door there, or just maybe a covering?
No, I think a door by empty doorway, I think I meant, is there someone like watching his quarters? But I think he would have a door, but it's never really closed.
Mm-hmm. So right now it is closed. But as far as you could tell, there's no one there's definitely no one guarding it. It doesn't seem like there's anyone, keeping an eye on it or anything like that.
I think Ekko would try to compose himself as much as possible, but I think anyone who knows him would be able to tell that he's very on edge. But he's trying to mask that as much as possible. But I think he would try the door.
Okay. Yeah, so it opens right up. It's not locked or anything like that. It's weird being in there and him not being in there. And the room is very it's tidy. However, there's some dust in there, which is strange only because there's never been dust in there. He's always been very just faithful and a good steward of his taking care of things and everything, keeping things clean. So it's almost like off. I don't know. It's weird to see it like that.
Okay. I think Ekko would take a bit of a deep breath and then walk over to his I guess he would have a desk. Yeah, of course he would have a desk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it's not much. It's not like there's a really, like extravagant room. It's small. I think the big thing is just that it's private, whereas pretty much everything else is everyone shares a space. He does have his own space, little bookcase in there, a desk with a quill and some, there's papers and things of the sort. Little seal, not like a wax seal, like Seal the singer.
Like the animal, I get, yeah. Yeah, I think after a moment or two of looking at it, he would go to look at in the drawers.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, well, why don't you just make an investigation check.
Okay. Oh boy, I'm not great at those. And yet, 16.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so you take a moment kind of looking through, trying to see if anything, seems like it would be for you. And really the only thing in there that seems like it wouldn't, I don't know, I don't even know if I want to say like wouldn't belong, but there is a sealed envelope in there. It doesn't have a name on it or anything. Small.
I think Ekko will grab it, but then take a moment to look and see or listen if there's anyone, if there's anyone nearby.
Make a perception check.
Uh, 13 plus 3, 16.
Doesn't seem like there's anyone, anyone nearby.
I think he would look at the envelope for a moment. It's just completely blank. It's sealed, but it's a blank envelope. And I think after looking at it for a moment, he would pop it open and see what he could find.
Okay. So, as you break it open and look inside, there's a round, just kind of black like tile piece, about probably like 1.5 inches in diameter, and it has the image of some sort of, well, it's interesting. I mean, would you know what it is? I guess I'll just describe what it looks like. I'll also send you a picture of it. Give me 1 second just to get that. One moment, please. So it's like this great beast. Looks like it has the head of some sort of like humanoid on a lion's body, with these great wings. Almost looks, it's like a game piece, it looks like.
So it looks like a game piece.
Mm-hmm.
Does this look familiar to Ekko at all? Like, would he recognize this as being from a certain game or even the image? Does the beast ring a bell? Does any part of this like strike him as like there's a reason that Master Dinoa gave me this, and it's because I know that this means this?
Roll a history check.
I'm also bad at those. And yet, 14 plus 1 is 15.
So you would know it to be it's some sort of sphinx that's being depicted on this this token. You are familiar with the game as well. Not really something that you've like necessarily had a lot of experience playing or anything like that, but just you know that it's something that was important to Master Dinoa, where it's almost like an ancient, I don't want to call it checkers, but you know, it's a game mostly forgotten to time, played on a board with different pieces that had different monsters or images and that kind of thing in each piece. Essentially, it's kind of like a chess but not chess type thing. But it doesn't immediately stand out as like, this is what he's trying to tell me. It's just kind of like just something kind of weird almost.
I think he would just kind of fiddle with it for a moment. And then slip it back in the envelope. And that's probably not necessary. You said that his seal is on the desk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And is the rest of the like his sealing wax and like burner are all there to like for him to seal envelopes?
Yep.
I think if Ekko feels like he could do it quickly enough, he would try to reseal the item back in the envelope.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you first roll perception. Well, did you leave the door open or did you close the door before you went in there?
I'm trying to think of... I think Ekko would have closed the door behind him, like,
Okay.
reasonably. So I was thinking, like, he was maybe in a panic, but if he was in a panic, he would have made a point to, like, walk in and then, you know... He wanted to try to leave as little bit of a trace as possible.
Okay. Yeah, so I'd say yeah, you would be able to do that. Just pop the seal back on it. Or a new seal on it, new envelope, whatever
Okay.
you wanted to do. Or you
Yeah, I think he would basically just try to put a little more wax, you know, on it and then just stamp over it. As he sealed it. But then I think feeling maybe a little bit like dissatisfied because, like you said, there's not a part of this that's like, that's it. That's what he was trying to tell me. I think he would just like take maybe one last look to see if there was anything that he might have missed in the drawers. I'm assuming it's a no because the roll is, you know, your best attempt at trying to do a thing, but
Yeah, as far as like something for you,
Yeah.
no, I would say give me 1 second. What's while Ekko is in the room kind of doing his thing, what's going on with the rest of the three of you?
Once Echo leaves the room, Melly's gonna try and talk to Vale and Mac. Vale, Mac. Well, Mac, I already told you this, but you both know how before we had 2 sending stones, we...
Is that what you put in my brother's pocket?
Oh,
I did notice. I wondered. It's probably for the best.
I agree. I'm going to tell Echo as soon as he gets back. I didn't want to distract him from what he has going on right now, but Mac, I know you don't really know everything that happened yesterday, but it kind of turned into an absolute mess. After you did...
Go ahead.
After you did your part, our part did not go as smooth. For some reason, the spell didn't work, and now there's even more trouble than we were hoping, and I don't know if you were aware of this part, but Vale put Carrick in the middle of the situation.
He did tell me about that.
But because it didn't work, we were all told not to leave. And I thought it might be a good idea to be able to warn him.
He's probably rotting in a jail cell right now, knowing exactly what happened.
We don't know that yet.
Bill just kind of looks at Millie like, fair enough, but we do know that.
I mean, there's nothing. Even if he was there in the inn, he didn't get killed from inside the inn. So while it may be suspicious, there's actually nothing that would actually tie him to what actually happened. I'm not going to say that they wouldn't raise questions. And the sending stone was probably bad, because if he was searched and had that in his possession, that might look even more suspicious. But I mean, there's nothing actually tying him to the crime, and especially if someone saw him where he actually was during the time that it happened. Which he was with the glass blade, so I would be surprised if no one saw him during that time. This is definitely not an ideal situation, though.
Not at all.
Okay.
Vale, do you want to reach out to your brother?
It's a great question, isn't it?
Melly's holding out the sending stone to him.
He just looks at the stone and looks back at you. I wouldn't know what to say. Hey, brother, I did it again. You know me. Make a mess and run away.
When Vale says that, Melly's face hardens.
What? Do you disagree with my assessment of my life? There's his eyes they look a little dead, but there's almost like a challenge in them.
Well, I can't speak for your life before us all being together. Haven't exactly known you to run from things. You've been there for all of us, trying to help us figure out the best thing to work things out. Is that what a person does when he runs from things? Faces situations head on with his friends when they need him the most?
I really don't know what to say about that. Last night, his leg is shaking now, like he's got some adrenaline coursing through it, like he can't stop. I can't do this right now. He just starts pacing.
Ellie's gonna sit down on her cot. She's done talking. She's gonna wait till Vale is not so agitated.
Ekko will definitely come back first. Just like...
Ekko, when you're in the room, are you like kind of like it's kind of dark in there with the door closed? Did you have like candlelight at all? Is that how you were trying to like kind of look around?
If it was too dark, then either candlelight or if there was, I imagined him having at least a few like like a window of some sort, like some way to have natural light in the room.
Okay.
So if there, I mean, that's obviously up to you. That's just how I imagined it. So if there was, you know, a curtain that he could draw to let in a little bit of light, he would at least, you know, just open it a crack just to let, you know, even like the natural reflective light, try to fill the room out a bit. I don't know if he would light a candle, unless he really had to.
Okay. Why don't you make a perception check for me, and add a, let's see. I'm gonna say also just add a d6 to it, if you could.
Okay. Certainly. Wow. That is a 22.
All right. So as you're getting ready to put that seal back on it, you kind of pick up the envelope, and the light from the window shines in and hits it just right where you kind of, you noticed almost like there's some sort of writing on the envelope itself, and the direct sunlight is making it visible to an extent. It's still kind of, from where you're at, you just kind of caught a glimpse of it, but you definitely noticed that there's something there.
I think with that catching, I think he would just slowly like walk around the desk until he can get it in a spot where he can read it at least a little bit, where if he could even just get a couple words. He would definitely do that.
Okay, so as you take this and kind of, you know, just move it in such a way to try to make sure that you could read it, you see that there's a note hidden in there addressed to you, and it says, "Ekko, if you're reading this, it means I must have left for longer than I thought. Inside, I've left a token for you. It's always brought me luck and opened doors for me that I would not have thought would open otherwise. The Sphinx is a guardian of knowledge and secrets. It reveals them only to those who are worthy. You have always been worthy. I'm sure I'll see you soon."
I think Ekko with that would palm the coin again. And then just remember that, like, we're kind of in like a tricky situation, and I think he would probably pocket the token separately and then fold up the envelope and, you know, like kind of keep them as two separate things instead of putting one back inside the other. Then make sure that he did not leave the wax burner going. And, you know, probably draw the curtain back closed, try to leave everything how he found it, and close the drawer of the desk. And then I guess he would probably... Let me think. You know what? Maybe before he draws the curtain closed, he might take a look around to see if there's any, like... Just out of curiosity, if there was some sort of, like, door or... like a little thing that token might fit in somewhere in this office that he didn't know. Like, was it here? Is this the door? I don't know.
Make an investigation check.
Let's see. That's more like it. 5.
There's no such door as far as you could tell.
Okay.
Also, I think I misspoke when I was reading that to you the first time. I said, I'm sure I'll be seeing you soon. It was written, I hope I'll be seeing you soon. Not super different, but thought it was worth mentioning.
Okay. I think then Ekko would, like I said, pocket everything, kind of put everything back the way he found it, and then make his way back out of the office and hopefully back to the rest of the party.
All right. Yeah, so as you arrive back to the party, I mean, what kind of sight does he see when he comes back? Like, I know everybody was kind of sitting on their own, doing their own thing, but what does it look like? What kind of vibe do you think you would pick up?
Vale is angry pacing right now. It's just moving quickly back and forth around the room. Doesn't seem to be able to sit still.
Okay.
Melly, she is sitting on her cot bed, whatever, and she's sitting in her meditation pose, but she's not meditating. She's just sitting there, and her eyes are just following Vale back and forth as he paces.
Think about nothing. Think about nothing.
I feel like if Vale ever catches her doing that, it just makes him more mad.
And how about Mac?
Mac is just, with one of his daggers, is just like twirling holes into a piece of wood. Just like, he has no artistic skill, so it's not like he's whittling it away. No, he's just like twirling holes into it, and then when that one gets deep enough to switch this to another one to create multiple holes in this piece of wood that he's holding.
Just giving him an excuse to sharpen them again.
Exactly, something like that. Just something to pass the time.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, but he's blowing and like kicking the dust under the bed next to his.
All right. So that's what it looks like when you get back. No one looks to be having a great time.
Well, friends, why don't we go have a walk around the city? Maybe get a bite to eat somewhere else. And as he says that, tries to, without being too obvious about it, put a little bit of a, like, get it? Ah?
Why don't you roll persuasion?
It's a 9.
All right, everybody roll insight.
19.
An 11.
Ellie.
9. Wait, hold
Okay.
on. 12.
All right. Vale is the only one to really pick up and understand what you're saying. Everybody else just taking it at face value at like yeah, I could eat, like that that kind of thing.
I think without much acknowledgement or indication that he knows what he's trying to do, he just goes over and gets his gear and just like stands there looking at him. He's like, come on, we're getting a bite to eat.
Before we go anywhere, Ekko, I already told Mac and Vale this, but I left one of the sending stones with Carrot.
So that's what you put in his pocket.
Max is like looking back and forth, like everyone knew she slipped something into his pocket. He doesn't actually say it out loud, but
Okay. Well, Carrick is a good man, and I think it makes sense to me. Oh, for gods, this has been a big day.
Just started.
Yeah, sure has.
Well, everyone, I'm sorry if that wasn't the right thing to do. I haven't reached out yet, but I wanted to try and maybe contact him and give him a heads up, or see if maybe...
At that point, Vale just turns and looks and says, they were already talking to him when I left. He's probably rotting in a cell right now. I'm hungry.
Yes, all things considered, maybe let's go talk about this or not. Turning to Vale very suddenly with his hands up, over some food somewhere else.
Mac is up and following or like ready with everyone.
Yeah, I think Ekko would lead everybody back toward the main entrance to head back out into the city.
Okay. Yeah, as you walk out, you see that it's fairly quiet out there for now. I mean, across the monastery, there's people, working, cleaning, doing their tasks, practicing, their drills and stuff as far as like fighting and that kind of thing, exercising, all that kind of stuff. But the streets itself are fairly quiet. It is pretty early, but as you get out, there's still a sunrise happening. Pretty beautiful. You could catch it like in between the trees and stuff, as this city is kind of built in the trees. Most of the pathways are sort of like bridges between all of them. It's almost like a city. It's like a treehouse city, if you will.
That's really cool. really cool.
Now, Evan, did you actually want to get food, or did you?
I wanted to get us to a place. I think ideally a tavern. If assuming that there is a tavern of some kind, I would imagine that it's a town. There's probably a tavern.
Yeah, I mean, there's a tavern. It's probably closed now. There is a brunch place that you'd know of called Bacon of Hope. That
Yes.
that is open.
I'm so proud.
Yeah, so Ekko would definitely want to go to a place where there might be actually like hiding in plain sight, I think is the goal. Going to a place where there might be a lot of people and it would be fairly obvious if there's someone who's standing out.
Yeah,
because now the place where he felt safe no longer feels safe. So the next best thing that he can think of is, well, if everyone around, if the familiar is going to be unsafe, then what I need to do is find something like that. Be surrounded by people. This way I can more easily pinpoint, like, if someone's, sitting, like, staring at us or listening in or that kind of thing. Whether or not that's correct, who knows? But that's what he's thinking.
Okay. Yes, it's probably the busiest. Like, I'd say that would probably be the best place, if you're looking for that kind of thing, would just be, some sort of restaurant area. Really one of the few that's open at this time would probably be, Bacon of Hope, like I said. But if you wanted to look around and find another place, absolutely do that.
No, let's go. Ekko will lead everyone to the Bacon of Hope.
Jake approves.
Yeah, so you're able to you get there fairly quickly. It's not too far of a walk. I mean, it's not too far. You're able to get there at a reasonable amount of time. There's an okay amount of people there. There's still like seating available, so if you walk in, they'll get you a spot within a couple minutes, and you're able to have a table off to the corner if that's what you were looking for. They're also doing a bottomless Bloody Mary, special if you want. So
I love that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think on, maybe on their, as they're getting close, so I just want to refresh my memory a little bit. I believe what Ekko had said to everyone is that Master Dino is safe, but he just needed to go to his office, and that was all the information that he gave, right? That's all the information that he gave the rest of the group?
Yes.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Okay. So I think as they're getting close, if there's a moment where, there's not really anybody directly around them, Ekko would just say, I think we've been right not to overly trust anyone but Master Dino himself. According to him, there's more than meets the eye with my order. And I'm sorry that I wasn't aware, that I didn't see it sooner. I just wish we had more than 25 words.
Okay, what did you find? Did you find it?
Let's get inside. Weirdly, I think it might be safer with a crowd around. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
Sure.
I hear the Bloody Mary's very good, or at least bottomless. That was a joke. Okay. Hot crowd. And he'll you know, as we get up there, he'll probably hold the door open for whoever else wants to go in.
Mac goes in.
Yeah.
So as I kind of mentioned before, you know, there's a good amount of people in there. It takes them a couple minutes, but they're able to give you a table over towards the corner so that you're.
I thought we were at the table already.
Yeah, I wanted to like
say-
step back.
yeah.
Specifically, part of the
got it.
conversation I thought would make more sense on the way in as opposed to at the table.
I gotcha.
So yeah, I guess once we're at the table, and I'd like to imagine that every like 45 seconds we're interrupted by the server asking if we were good on Bloody Marys. But yeah, I think Ekko would reach into his pocket and pull out the coin and just kind of put it on the table. Does this look familiar at all to any of you?
Was that history checks?
Sure.
Or okay. This is what I'm good at. But I got an 8 total.
I had
Feels
2.6.
distracted.
8 as
Yeah,
well.
very.
Come on, Melly.
And I am not good at these.
Hold on 1 second.
If you wanted to find out, like, so if you want to know like what it is as a whole, I'd say history check. If you wanted to know like what the image is depicting, then you could do like nature, I guess. But so just, you know, whichever modifier. I think it's probably the same modifier, both intelligence anyway. But
Yeah, I'm just trained in history.
Melly got a 10.
yeah, Melly, you've seen that animal before, or that monster before, but let's see.
Life? Or in like a book?
You are sorry. You have heard of these monsters before, I will say, or at least like maybe you've seen a picture or a depiction of it in a book or something.
Do I remember who I heard it from or what book I read it in?
No, you don't remember specifically. You just like you see it and you kind of, it's one of those things where you're like, I think I've seen those before, you know. Yes, exactly. The lustier Argonian made. If he rolled a 1 on his investigation check in Master Dinoa's office,
Found a stash.
you know what he would have found.
Oh boy. Sorry, Vale's angry. I got it.
Okay, so you show them the thing.
Mhm.
Most of them don't really know what it is.
This is... The best I can figure is it's some kind of key to a door. He left me a note with some sort of disappearing ink or invisible ink. I'm not sure. I was only able to read it a certain way, but this apparently leads to something important. I wish I had more information than this. But all I know right now is that Master Dinoa has trusted only me with this. And while he said he's okay right now, that there's something wrong with our order. I don't know if this means that there are dissenters or spies, or maybe the order as a whole has some sort of ulterior motive behind collecting the information that they collect. The possibilities are limitless, and my mind is spinning. I just don't know what to think.
I take it he didn't tell you his current location?
No.
Do you suspect, or would it make sense that these dissenters might be linked to where he is?
I think
Like if they're onto him or something.
I think that he is safe and in poor company. As you said, they may be aware, he may be aware of what they know, and they may be... This is far too complicated, but I think that's correct. I think that he is safe, but any moment things could turn south. I just wish he said where he was.
Well, does he have anybody he reports to, or anything like that? Would there be some kind of routine person he would check in with, or anything
I actually
like
don't know
that?
the answer to that question, Mr. DM. Would the Church of Ioun be centralized in some way?
I would say if the answer is yes, still not that you would know of.
That's kind of, yeah, that's sort of what I figured. It was like, everyone just sort of studies these same, like,
Yeah.
tenets. Like, that's really it. It's not like, you know, there's the Vatican of Ioun.
Right.
Yeah,
and
like
is
there's phrases that kind of you know, everyone would know, like the reason above all and that sort of thing. But
is Ioun one of the accepted religions in the Empire? Do you know offhand?
roll a religion check.
Oh. 8.
You're not sure. Let's see.
Actually, Ekko would almost certainly know this, I think.
Yes, he would actually.
So, Val would just ask Ekko at that point.
So, oh, wait a second. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Do. Give me one moment. So Ekko, you would know that worship of Ioun, the knowing mentor, is an accepted religion. And there is a great library in Rexcentrum called the Library of the Cobalt Soul, which is it's supposed to be like the greatest temple for Ioun. Essentially, you know, a huge archive of all sorts of information, artifacts, research, and both historical and contemporary, along the Menagerie coast, distant lands of Taldore, Isilra, and beyond.
So while it's not, so it is an accepted religion. It's not really centralized, but there is one really huge temple in Rixentrum.
Yes, which is that's like the capital of the empire, essentially. So roll a quick religion check for me.
Okay. Ekko is very forgetful today.
You could roll with advantage because this is your thing.
Okay. It's a natural 20.
Okay. All right. So you know that while this is accepted in the Dwendalian Empire, and there is that great temple, Library of the Cobalt Soul. So I don't know why I keep saying Soul like that. But while there is that great big thing, you would know that Ayun was wounded pretty badly by the Chained Oblivion during the Calamity. Her followers, the louder ones, will say, have been hunted down by agents of her ancient foes while she recovers, and her real followers, it's more in private, spreading knowledge, philosophy, and lore anonymously through traceless channels. So it's like it's almost like that library and that big show of a thing. It's not really, exactly. Big thumbs down. It's not. It's kind of looked down upon by true followers, right? Whereas like you're doing your thing, you're in the town, you're trying to help and make things better, and you do mention Ayun to your friends and stuff. You're not having something so extravagant and like in your face. Is almost counterintuitive to the actual core tenets of what you're trying to do.
Okay. So, what was Vale's initial question? Was it basically
we didn't really RP it, but he was just wondering if it was an accepted religion of the Empire.
Okay.
We'll say a version of it is.
Well said.
I'm going to say that because it sounds good. A version of it is. Yes, it is. Though, I don't know they understand it. The way it really is. It's like that library that they have in the capital. It's like going and donating a gold piece and loudly shouting about, how good it was that you did this thing. And does that make sense? It's like you're still doing the right thing, but I don't know if you really understand it.
Yeah.
I think I understand very well. Good for the sake of appearances, not for the sake of good.
All of that knowledge in one place. It's staggering, certainly, but goodness. How easily it could all go away if the wrong thing were to happen.
insight check? Were you like hinting at
No,
trying to
no,
do something there?
no, he's
We're
not.
burning down the library, guys. Like, okay.
No, I think even if you rolled a 2 on that insight check, you would know that he's not really trying to make any sort of claim. I think it might have just come out the wrong way.
Yeah.
But literally all he's trying to say is that that's, you know, it's dangerous to do that, to treat knowledge that way. As like this thing to be a spectacle. Because the whole point is to share it. So it just seems odd to keep it so in such an open space. I think is all he was trying to get at.
Do we have any clue or lead as to what or where the thing is that this unlocks? I know you said there was a letter with some disappearing writing. Did it give you a riddle or an idea or?
Gods, I wish.
Oh no, my glass is still full. I don't need any more.
Are you sure? Are you sure? We have plenty.
Yes, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. I'll be back in another 45 seconds.
Announcing it too.
I think I wish Ekko had written it down separately, but he didn't, and he wouldn't be able to read it right now, probably without holding it up and looking very suspicious about it. So I think he'll just kind of go off of memory and say, the letter said that he must be gone for longer than he intended, and that there was this item for me, and that it brought him luck and opened doors that he thought would otherwise not open. He said that this is a sphinx, and that the sphinx would only reveal secrets to those who are worthy, and that I've always been worthy, and that he hopes to see me soon. I don't know if there's anything more to those words, but I don't want to raise more suspicion by holding the letter to really read a bit deeper.
So this may seem like a dumb question, but are there any doors at the monastery that aren't actually doors? Or that appear to be doors but don't actually open or lead anywhere? Or anything like that in the city that you know of?
DM, is the answer to that question not that I know of?
I would say not that you know of. There's no like famed, like the closed door. Like there's nothing like
the fabled the fabled closed door of the Sphinx coin.
The doors
of course.
From Fable. This is totally a joke.
Give me a Sphinx coin.
Exactly.
No, but I do have a thought. Ekko doesn't have a lot of friends, but there might be one or two people in town that he knows, that we discussed when we first made Ekko's character a year and 5 months ago.
Wow.
Would he... If memory serves, one of the characters that we had kind of come up with, a friend of his, and I don't even know how much we fleshed him out. I don't think we really did, but was a seedier type that Ekko just always treated as like a friend. He's just like, whatever. You're my guy. would he get the sense that he might be a good resource to turn to for trying to find something that people can't find, or like to have information, you know, like street level information that other people may not have?
I think that is a great topic that we should dig into next week on ancient relics and Hokey religions, because we're gonna end there. This you know, this is the time that we end. But yeah, no, we could talk. We'll talk about that, go over all the details, and then we'll figure out what it means for next session, if anything. So everyone, that was the show. That's it. We did the thing.
Bye bye.
I feel like we now need to end every show that way.
Yeah, right.
That was the show.
Oh boy.
So there you
man.
go.
I'm sorry. It's been a long week. But yeah, everybody, I hope you had fun. We love doing this, love playing this game, and we love seeing you in chat and talking to you there. We also like to talk to you outside of chat. So you could do, I think it's Command J&J, right? J&J?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Command J&J will bring you to our link tree. You can find our Discord on there. If you're listening to this on podcast or anywhere else where our link tree is not there, just do, Twitter, J&J Tabletop, or youtube.com/J&J Tabletop. You'll find us, and the one link there will be the link tree, where you can find everything, but specifically our Discord. So hop into the Discord. We can talk about everything that, whether it's this game or any other game or just fun, silly things. So yeah, no, we love hanging out, making friends. There's a lot of cool people we've met because of just D&D in general, and we hope that you're one of those people. So just a reminder, follow twitch.tv/itsevbo, twitch.tv/J&J Tabletop, and YouTube. More importantly, subscribe to youtube.com/J&J Tabletop. Rare Drop Roleplay, Mr. Yoda_I_am, and the real Josh T, if you feel like it. And yeah, we'll see you in the next time. We'll probably be doing a Avatar: The Last Airbender watch party on Wednesday on the J&J Twitch, so stay tuned for that. Thursday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll have Robear's game. We'll find out what happens next in that wild story. So, if this is your first time here, hope you had fun. Catch up on past episodes on the YouTube channel and on anywhere you can find podcasts under Rare Drop Roleplay. Everybody, it was wonderful seeing you, and we'll see you on Sunday. Take care of yourselves.
Good night.